Okay, morning, folks. Welcome to the briefing on Friday the 12th. Seem to be a bit like the wind, whistling through November fairly quickly. It is a bit breezy out there. I can just see the blinds moving in the brown elephant, and I can hear it. So this really is the sort of point of the front going through. It's quite wet out there at the moment, and you can see that front on the chart. This is midday. It's probably midday going to be a little bit further than that by the looks of it, certainly clear of us. And we're in the air mass here, quite tightly spaced isobars, fairly breezy, as you'll see from the forecast. Certainly upper winds fairly strong. Low pressures tracking sort of northeast really, so that's pulling away, but we will see the effect of this this warm front, I think, later in the day, in the evening probably. Just look at that. There's also this quite nasty looking low pressure in the Atlantic, and you'd be sort of thinking, hope that's not going to come towards us. Well, the current projected track with the jet stream is it's going across Iceland, and we're not going to sort of see it. In fact, Iceland's going to get battered with 100 knot plus winds at some point in the next 24 hours. TAFs. I don't think they've changed in the last half an hour. So Farnborough saying 200 degrees, 12 knots here, and scattered at 1,500 feet. That was probably earlier before the rain went through. We're now in the part where it's 7,000 meters rain and drizzle broken at 1,200 feet, and that looks about right. And then tempo, any time this morning, reduced visibility, rain drizzle broken at 700 feet. And this is the important one, between sort of 11 and 3 o'clock this afternoon, 15 gusting 25. I think it'll be a bit earlier than that, and it'll drop off as the afternoon goes on. But the upper winds appear to remain fairly strong. So certainly windy once the front goes through, and that's when our opportunity to go out and fly will be. Upper winds, halfway between the two boxes here, 30-35 knots up at flying heights. I think it's about right. And then it picks up again by the looks of it. If you look at these boxes out here, which is the stuff that's going to come across us this evening, it's picking up again in the evening. All the forecast models show that as the sort of low pressure tightens up a little bit, and we sort of start to see the influence from that occluded front. Sat pic shows that we're at the stage where here's the frontal system. There's clear air out to the northwest, but again, some odd lines of rain still lurking out to the west of us. So I think even when the main frontal band goes through, there'll be clearances like this one here, and then another band of rain, and then another clearance. So we'll just see how that plays out, really, as to whether we can get out there and go and do some flying. Hopefully cloud base within here will be good enough. Temperature wise, it's not going to feel cold out there. It's a westerly air mass really coming off the Atlantic. I think 14 degrees might be a tad optimistic, but 12 to 13 degrees today feel quite pleasant for November, really. Still be coat weather and hat, but it won't be sort of bitter out there. It's been one or two occasions in the last couple of weeks. Top meteo, I think this is probably a more accurate forecast just at the moment. They're showing by 11 o'clock, it's probably starting to clear us, maybe even a bit before that. And then we're into this here, cloud. My best guess is probably anywhere between sort of 1,500 and 2,500 feet, different varying cloud bases, a gap between the two frontal systems, one front gone through us and the next one lurking out over Wales. at that particular time, then we've got this gap to play with. Then you can see the weather start to deteriorate by 2-3 o'clock as the next front comes in, and the wind will be picking up at that point, I think. So certainly some options to fly today, hopefully. It may be quite strong winds, which stops us getting the single seaters out. The thermal forecast is pretty limited, really. There's your gap this morning. And then by the afternoon, they're showing the potential for more rain coming in late afternoon. So I think it's small weather gaps. We'll see what we can do. Probably be K21s only if we're looking at 15 gusting 25 knots. Operationally, I would hope we'll be able to stick on the main runway looking at the direction of the upper winds, and we'll work on that option because the grass is going to be a little bit damp. I haven't seen any notification of jet movement, so I know there was supposed to be an air test booked today, out for a couple of hours and then back, but there's no flight plan filed so far. That's up in the air. It could take place, it might not. We'll let you know when that is confirmed. And local airspace, not really a lot going on. Southampton's hours of operation, 7 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, so all daylight hours. It's slightly different from their normal published hours. That's why there's a NOTAM issued on it. Number 11 is the high intensity radio transmissions from Boscombe down, and that's active till the end of the month. And number 13 is Salisbury Plain Danger Air Crossing Service not available, temporary not available. 19 Fairford is active today, or the main runway is NOTAMed as active for authorised people only. So there must be some military, American military aircraft operating out of there. And number 22, Little Rissington. They've got parachuting till late tonight. Apart from that, clear in our area, not really a lot going on. I suspect there'll be a bit of GA flying, floating past. It's worth keeping a look at. Okay, so I'm going to hang about and see if it clears up, folks. I think it's the best option for today. Tomorrow's looking quite nice if you're tuning in just to see what the options are tomorrow. Yep, nice all day, lighter winds, so we should get something tomorrow.